Hey, I'm talking about my favorite ways to cook a steak. Yes, I'm talking about the most flavor, the juiciest, tenderest steak you ever had in your life. And one thing you'll never hear me say is well done. Cause he done died once, we ain't gonna kill him again. Let's go. Hey, thank y'all for stopping by camp on a glorious day it is. Woo-wee, I mean, look at that sky, oh glory, flapping in the breeze there. It is a great one. Now, things is a little different today. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna turn that time machine. Let me see where I find that switch. That'll take you back to the future? No, we're going back a little further than that, and we're going to start out with the best one of all that's got over 3 million views. And now what am I talking about? From way back in prehistoric times? Caveman Steak. Whew. The art of cooking meat directly on fire. I'm talking about getting a good old bed of coals there and throwing it down on there. Some of you are losing your mind. Oh my gosh, Cowboy can't. You can't do that. You're going to ruin the meat. Well, folks, if you have never tried this, this is the best way that you're going to get that great flavor, the caramelization, that crust, whew, and when we finish it off with what? A little green chili wine and some horseradish. You know I'm always going to drag out some of them limes and I'm going to squeeze some on there. Don't take them much, it just takes a little. Rub it in really good on both sides, and then we're going to season it with what? Our original seasoning. One other tip I'm going to give you, don't happen often, but when the wind blowing 20 miles out of the north, sometimes you got to season from over here. So get them steaks prepped, put them somewhere where they can just cool off just a little bit, keep them right there. And let's talk about dragging that square pointed shovel. Now, I always called it square pointed, and Shan brought it to my mind one time that square don't have a point on it. So it's a rectangle shovel. It is the one that you've seen me use so many times to dig in Bertha to get them coals out of there. First of all, you've got to really use some good hardwood coals. Now, you can't be using briquettes. You can use real wood or you can use hardwood lump. And get you a good bed of coals in there. I'm talking about this deep in that hole that you done dug. But you have to remember, when you get this thing lit and you got it going, you have to what? We're going to fan the fire. What does that do? It is getting our cooking area ready to go to where there ain't no whole lot of ash. Here goes a really high dollar piece of meat, 2 of them, throwing them in the fire. Now I'm just going to place them right there and right there. You think, oh my God, he's fitting to burn up a $25 steak. Now folks, when you smother that steak right down there on them coals, no oxygen is getting around here under that meat. So there ain't gonna be no flame. So you let her go 3 to 4 minutes aside, depending on how you want your steak, from rare to medium rare. We ain't going no further than that. Flip him over, do the same thing. Now folks, you've seen me make that wine sauce, and that little link will be up there where you can watch this video and get that recipe. But there's so much great flavor when you throw that wine and that butter and that horseradish, and then you just stir it up, lay that steak in there, let it cook for just a minute, pull it out, let it rest, cut you a bite of that off. Oh my gosh, it is the best thing ever. Ooh, and all that will be down there in a link above to where you can find it. But guess what? I told you it was my favorite ways, not just favorite way. We're going right into what? Something that I did a long time ago, and ooh, folks, it is good. Deep fried steak. Yep, you heard me right. It ain't a chicken fried steak. It is a New York strip. Breaking news, folks. It's broccoli day here at the wagon. Really, it ain't. Y'all know me better than this. It's steak day, deep fried. Deep fry, let me see. Deep fry is frying a piece of something in a large container of hot oil. Yes, we're not talking pan frying, we're talking deep frying. I need you to break out your deep Dutch oven or something that's got good sidewalls on it that's going to give you about 3 to 4 inches of good oil in there. Put it over on your heat source. If you got a Bertha, your money ahead, and get your thermometer out. I want you to run 350 to 365. Now, what kind of oil are we talking about? Now, there's peanut oil, and I use it a lot, but some of you might be having a peanut allergy. So get you a high temp oil. My favorite, I buy it at Sam's and Costco's. It comes in a 3-gallon container, and you will eventually use it up because you're going to do this more than once. Creamy fry oil. It is so good. 12-ounce New York strip, just like I do any of my steaks if I'm going to grill them. I put a little seasoning on there, a little lime juice, because you know it don't mask flavor, it just helps tenderize. Then we're going to start right over here in this Miracle Dip, which takes the place of milk and egg. We're going to dip her down in here. It will give you a good golden crust upon something. We like it when we're on the wagon, we're out on a ranch somewhere. Comes in a little old bitty package. It don't take much for a mule to tote that, I promise. So we got this New York strip in here. You can see him when he comes out of there. We're going to double baptize this little feller in the flour and the Red River Ranch original seasoning. I like to shake that excess off a little. We're going to go back in here. Did you hear it? He said, it's good. Back in here again. And folks, we are fixing to have us the best deep fried creation in all the world. So, whoa baby. Listen to that beautiful music that he's singing. Sizzle, sizzle, fizz, fizz, pop, pop, pop. It's gonna be good. It's right on the top. And when you see him float to the top, what happens? You just turn him over. Now we're talking 3 to 4 minutes aside. And for you folks, and y'all know the Cowboy, we are not looking for anything over medium rare. If you're thinking, well, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna cook me a well-done steak, you done burnt that rascal, because you got to get that so brown on the outside edges to get you a dead twice steak that it ain't gonna work. So remember, rare, medium rare. Bring him out of there, let him sit on that wire rack and cool just a minute. And folks, you can pick him up and eat him like a sandwich, or you can just cut it, but I want you to cut it and hear that crunch. Can you catch it? Looky there. Medium rare is what I'd call it. Reach up there and take you a bite of that. You'll be thinking, the Cowboy has showed me the best way to cook a steak ever. Well, you see me throw one on the fire, you see me deep fry one, but one of my favorite ways to have it is what? The perfect 10-minute filet in a cast iron skillet. Because there's nothing better in the world to sear a piece of meat in. You can't do this with Teflon. You can't do this with stainless steel. You're going to do it with your favorite cast iron skillet. So first, let's preheat that oven and let's get that cast iron hot. Yes, I'm talking hot. Be sure you got something that when you reach in there and grab it, ain't one of these deals. Oh my God, that's hot! Get you one of them little stains that we got that go on that skillet. You can get one right off the website. You won't be burning your fingers no more. Set her right there, start the clock, 2 minutes each side, top and bottom. Then we got to sear them edges. Folks, we've been in there exactly 2 minutes. That's what I'm after. See that color? 2 more minutes on this side. Then we'll do them edges all the way around. Slip her in the oven. We've been in there about 2 minutes on this side, but remember this side that's up, it's got to go down here in a minute, so remember which side that is. But we got to sear these edges. We're going to let them go about a minute all the way around so we can get that color on there. Each one, minute, roll it, minute, roll it, minute, roll it, minute, roll it, minute, and what do you got?
You should be at 8 minutes
You
right
should
now.
be at 8 minutes right now. Take it out of there, slap her right back in there in the oven, let it cook for 2 minutes, bring it out of there, let it set right over there on a cutting board and let it cool. And folks, you can cut it with a butter knife. It'll just, whew. So let's see. Whoa, look at that. That is what I'm after. And I'm going to check it to make sure it's good. Yep, the Porterhouse. Yeah, y'all heard the little story. It's in the video that you're going to watch about how this become to be called the Porterhouse Steak. Now, we're talking about Porterhouse. You got that New York strip on one side. You got that filet on the other, and that bone right in there for presentation. When you slap one of these 28 or 32 or 48 ounce Porterhouses on the table, you got this from people. Ow! Cooked in cast iron, the greatest vessel ever invented to sear a piece of meat in. It's got to be that way. Now remember, when we're talking about a Porterhouse steak, a ribeye steak, anything that is great, big, and thick, what do you got to do first after you get that thing seasoned and you bring it back out? Let it come to room temp. Folks, we're talking about a big old thick cut of meat, and we need to let it warm up. We ain't throwing it in that skillet at 39 degrees right out of the ice box and think that we're going to have these cook times that I've mentioned to you. Let it warm up. So make sure that if you're going to do this for supper, you start in time that that steak will be warm when it hits that hot iron in that skillet. little butter, little avocado oil or olive oil. Get that skillet good and hot, and while it's heating up, I need you to chop you up some thyme and get it ready. And what kind of butter? Remember, Kerrygold. Slap it in that hot skillet right when that butter begins to brown. Let it go about 4 minutes. And then we're going to turn it over oh so gently. Take you one you tilt that skillet with just a little, and we got to add some garlic in there because we want a little bit of minced garlic in there at this time. Not right at the first because you'll burn it. And then just spoon it up on that meat. Spoon it, spoon it, spoon it. And we're going to cut this right down that T-bone. Shan's side on one side, mine on the other. So get your tongs, find that bone in here, seam right here, and just come right down. Oh, that cuts like butter. So just go ahead and cut him there. Bring him out here like this. And then let's cut this. This is the strip side. And just take him and pull him out here where he can smile. Ain't that a beautiful sight it is? And my subjects are thinking, I don't know. Hang on. There's no dogs more important than these two to me and Shan. Dookie says, I am ready for some beef. Good job. Do we get any tail wags? Oh, man. Some of the best ways to eat some steak, it is, yes. But folks, it's not intimidating. That's why we took this time and wanted to go back, because I've been getting a lot of questions. Hey, I'd really like to cook this, but I'm a little afraid that I might burn it, or I really don't know how long to cook it. Folks, this is tried, tested, true, Beagle approved. Cowboys loved them, and me and Shan even cook them about once a month. So you can do this. I guarantee you can. Just follow them instructions. It'll be a happy meal every day. Happy meal? You can't have a happy meal if we don't have a happy dance. Ho, 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 ho. Get them steaks and rolling over the fire, Bring them back, roll them again. It don't get no better than that, folks. Because what are we having? Steak for breakfast, dinner, and supper. And folks, I got a special shout out. Don't I be looking suave and debonair and sharp? I mean, looking so nice. The good folks at Ariat, we've teamed back up again, and they are what? Keeping me looking good, my clothing, my boots. I mean, it is really good. But guess what? You can go to their website and they have a Kent Rollins collection. Yes, you heard me. You can be looking like me, and when you walk down the street, you be walking away, not even wearing a hat. They say, that's Cowboy Kent Rollins right there. So folks, we thank the Ariat people. Be sure and check them out. It is a good deal. There'll be a link down there below. And as always, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and all the veterans who have kept that old flag flying over camp, because, ooh, we owe them so much, we do. So for the rest of you, get on in here. Let me give you a big hug. I hope you enjoyed the ways that we cook these steaks, and I'll see you down the I'm Gonna Eat Beef trail. God bless you, everyone. And it's gonna get western here in a minute. Come on, crawl right out there.
Where'd he go? Yeah.
Y'all better.
He did a whoa.
He gonna be tired. Beagle, I don't think nobody put any meat in our lunchbox.